Welcome back to Three Course Meals.
Welcome back.
Merry Christmas!
It's Christmas!
We are kicking off our Christmas series.
So for today, we are going to start by sharing some of our family favorites, what we make every year for Christmas.
Yeah, what we bring over for, our Christmas Eve, when we're making cookies for Santa, when we come over to open all our stockings. This is just stuff that we bring to share with each other.
And we want to share it with you. We have got to start with
a chocolate martini.
The best chocolate martini you're ever going to find.
So I've never actually made it myself. I just drink it whenever she makes it. So this would be my first time making it. So I'm really excited to see what all goes into it, how easy is it, because I may end up making this daily.
I'm going to make sour cream chicken enchiladas. What do I call them?
You just call them chicken enchiladas.
Yeah, I'm going to make chicken enchiladas.
They're
so good.
So I'm making a knockoff of Girl Scout peanut butter patties. So it's just Ritz, peanut butter, and chocolate. All the good things.
So easy.
I was going to say it's so simple and so delicious. Yeah.
So good. Every Christmas, you can count on it. We're going to have those three every Christmas.
Yeah. So this is really exciting to just share our Christmas traditions with you.
Yeah.
And we hope you like them as much as we do.
All right. Oh, my little Christmas elf. All right, let's get started drinking.
Okay, so for our chocolate martini, chocktail? You like chocktail?
Okay, it's a chocktail.
So for our chocktail, we're going to use equal parts of vanilla vodka, Bailey's, Kahlua, and a chocolate liqueur. We used, what is this? It's a Mozart chocolate cream. I think the recipe says Godiva. Specs didn't have that. Shout out to Specs if you want to sponsor us too. We'll take anybody at this point. So equal parts. So we're going to do a third cup of everything. That way we can mix it into, or separate it into 2 cups. So first things first, I'm going to take my chocolate syrup and line. Oh my gosh. Oh, that one didn't turn out so well. That'll be yours.
Thank you.
Okay.
The trick to this drink is you really do need to shake it for a
because
while.
it's all liquor.
It's all liquor. It's
so you
delicious.
got to dilute it.
Whoa, that smells so strong.
This way or that way?
Yeah. Okay. We lost the top part of our shaker. We don't know how
our
to do
shaker
it.
just up and dipped.
I think I do.
And I don't feel like we overworked him. So I don't know why he took off. I think I know what happened to it.
I think somebody put dishes away and they didn't put them in the right place.
But we've looked into every cabinet.
And now he's going to be watching this. And he's going to know I'm talking about him. He's going to unsubscribe. Oh, God. He's going to be headed to divorce court. It's going to be a whole thing. Okay.
Cheers.
Oh,
wow.
We only
it tastes
make
like a milkshake.
Yeah.
Why do we only make this at Christmas?
I don't know. But we only make these at Christmas. It's like if you could imagine a cold, hot cocoa, because it's thick and creamy.
Yes, a hot cocoa.
Mm-hmm. It's
like I said, it's like a chocolate milkshake. And shaking it, diluted at a time. I was real worried it was going to be too strong.
You don't usually watch me make these.
No, I don't. I just drink them.
You just sit back and say, another, please.
Uh-huh.
So good. Must try.
Wow.
Must try. For our
world famous chicken enchiladas.
I think they're world famous. My family thinks they're world famous.
Well,
but
you
yeah.
are our world.
Oh my God. I need a moment. Cut to me crying.
I can fix my
together.
makeup.
Oh my God, it's a whole thing. So that's what we're going to go through today is all the steps of making them. And that is why I only make them once a year. because there's just so many steps. All right.
And see, and I love them so much, I don't just make them once a year.
Yeah.
Like when we were planning this episode, you were like, yeah, and I'm going to make the chicken enchiladas. And I was like, oh God, I just made those last week. I can't have any more.
That's okay. They will not go to waste. All right. So in here, let me show you, I've got 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breasts. So it ends up being about 2 large chicken breasts. I'm going to put a tablespoon of chicken broth just to get a little flavor. And then I'm going to fill this up just till the chicken is covered, and then I will put it to boil. It's been cooking probably about 15 minutes or so. These are really thick chicken breasts. They should be done. If they're not, we are going to continue to cook them a little bit while we make our filling, so it's okay if you cut into them and they're still, you know, not 100% cooked. So the way I shred chicken is I just take 2 forks, old school, and just start pulling them apart. Add 2 tablespoons of oil to a hot pan. Once the oil is hot, we'll add our diced onions. Let those saute for about 5 minutes. Add the garlic and wait about 30 seconds for it to become fragrant. Stir in the tomatoes, combine everything, and let it saute together for about 5 minutes. We're gonna add our diced chicken, and you can see there's a few spots that didn't fully cook, but that's okay. It is going to cook in here for several minutes, and so it'll finish cooking. So my husband, chili powder tends to upset his stomach. So if you cannot use chili powder, then what I would recommend is 1/2 tablespoon of paprika and 1/2 tablespoon of cumin. That's also a really good substitute. I also like a little kick to my enchiladas, so I use extra. And then even when you make the sauce and you put chili powder in the sauce, I use extra there also. I love a good kick. Yeah. You could also probably use like diced chilies. Oh, I've never done that. The diced chilies in the cream sauce would be really good. Yeah. Taylor likes things a lot spicier than we do. But you know, that's a really good point. Like, this is just how we make it. Yeah. You guys, whatever you like, add your flavors, have fun with it. This is just something to, you know, get you started. So everything is nice and mixed. So what we're gonna do is just let this cook probably, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 minutes. We wanna make sure that all the flavors pull together. We wanna get all that nice flavor into the chicken, which again is why if the chicken still has a little bit of cooking to do, now's the time. All right, so we have our filling done. We're gonna put it over to the side and we're gonna start on our sauce. I'm just gonna sprinkle that on top when we're done. If Taylor doesn't eat it first, can get out of it. Refrain from eating the rest of it. All right, so we're gonna come in here. He's like, get up. Over a medium-low heat, just until the cheese is melted. I am gonna turn the heat off and let it sit while we roll the tortillas. Let's get to our filling station. Okay, we've made it to the finish line. Now it is time to roll up our enchiladas, and then we'll pour the sauce on them and stick them in the oven. I have a 13x9 pan. I'm just gonna roll one at a time, and I'm gonna keep tucking them in and lining them in. I'm using these Mission Super Soft. They will, which is kind of the beauty of them, they will expand a little bit. They'll get fluffy. So when you put them in the oven with the sauce, they will fluff up a little bit. I think it makes them taste better. We put, I don't know, a couple of tablespoons of filling in each tortilla. We're gonna roll it up as tight as you can. Oh, I tore a little bit off. We'll stick that on the bottom. And then tuck it over to the side. So I'm gonna pull some out so I don't have to keep putting my dirty hands in there. But we are going to continue to roll these up until our pan is full. We are gonna take our sauce, and you can tell it's a little bit thickened up, which is fine. So stir it up, loosen it up a bit, and we're gonna pour it over. Again, like we were just saying, we probably won't use all of it, but that's okay. Now what I do is I, smear it all over, and I kind of, try to get in between the enchiladas to get a little bit in the grooves, just to make sure they're fully covered.
Because the tortillas absorb it.
Yeah. Yeah, when they come out, they're gonna look like there's no sauce on them. The tortillas will be all puffy, with a ton of flavor.
And a ton of queso.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of cheese, I'm not gonna lie. These aren't like, eat these before the end of the year, so when you start your diet on January 1st, you've already gotten this out of your system. All right, and then we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top. My God, how do we make these right here? Because
that's why we only make them once a year.
Exactly.
So we spend the rest of the year working it off.
All right, so this is the cup that we reserved from our pound of shredded. All right, and we're gonna stick this in the oven. It's at 350, and we're gonna put it in there for about anywhere between 20 and 30 minutes. Usually, for my oven, it's usually about 25 to 30. I'm looking for a nice golden brown cover. I'd say it's been about 28 minutes. You can tell it's bubbling around the edges. It's starting to get brown on top. So we are gonna set these and let them set for about 10 minutes.
You want some? Honey?
Always begging.
He doesn't beg though. He's so good. He just kind of sits and waits.
This is not for puppies.
Oh, his ears.
All right. Okay, so let's dig into our chicken enchiladas.
We have to do an episode where he does get some for puppies.
Okay, we will.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you can see how fluffy the tortillas became.
So fluffy. Oh, so fluffy.
All right. Wow.
Okay, so for our Ritz peanut butter chocolate crackers, cookies, delicacies, delectables, drops of heaven.
Yes.
We've got 2 sleeves of crackers. We've got this almond bark. Now, don't let that sway you because it's not almond. I don't know why it's called that.
I don't either.
Okay, I actually had this conversation with a stranger at the store.
You make friends very easily.
I'm very social. So I was like, because the first time I had ever made this, it was like 3 or 4 years ago. First time I had ever made these on my own without my mama. I asked somebody, I was staring at it, and somebody walks up to me and I was like, does this mean that it's made of almonds? And she was like, I don't know. I don't think so. And I was like, okay, because I thought that was a dumb question. But she was like, I don't think so. So I got it anyway. So it may be, but it tastes like chocolate. I don't know. We've got our 2 sleeves of Ritz, our chocolate bark, and then some shortening, just so when we put the chocolate in the microwave, it doesn't harden super fast as soon as we're done. And we can kind of, not rush through the process. And then we've got Jif peanut butter. Jif, sponsor us. Hello.
Don't be thirsty, Taylor. Somebody better sponsor this girl quick.
Okay. So basically all we're going to do is just take 2 crackers, put some peanut butter between them, and then dunk it in chocolate. Okay, so while we're making these little peanut butter sandwiches, we probably only want to put, as you can see, that's a very thin layer. I'm trying to get it sideways so you can see just how much that is. It's not a whole lot. The heat from the chocolate does make the peanut butter melt if you have too much. Talking about the Santa Claus makes me want to watch it right now.
We watched all of them yesterday.
I probably watch, and it's funny that you asked which one is my favorite, because when I'm laying in bed and I'm trying to pick a movie to watch to go to sleep, it's either The Grinch or the first Santa Claus. Third. And see, I love the third Santa Claus, but the first one,
I do like the first.
because it's just so nostalgic. Like, that's where he
Yeah.
got his start, and it's so cute to see where Scott Calvin, this cold-hearted, you know, not a good dad. And then he becomes Santa. Now we're going to break the chocolate bark, aka almond bark, but it's not almond, so make it make sense. We're going to put this in this bowl with the shortening, and then we're going to heat it up in short increments and just stir it the whole time because I don't want it to burn against the bowl. So probably every, I don't know, 15 seconds. I'm going to pop it out and just stir it just to get the heat kind of dissipated through the bowl.
And this is why I love my chopping boards.
Right there. Not a speck of chocolate wasted. Okay, then I'll put the shortening in here. And again, that's just so that way it stays liquefied longer. And as soon as I take it out of the microwave, it doesn't start to harden and dry.
Yeah, and it will harden eventually because that's its natural form. But don't use oil. Don't use vegetable oil. Don't use even coconut oil. I wouldn't use. Use something.
I feel like coconut oil would change the consistency. It would change the flavor. I think we've tried that before.
Yeah, so just use shortening.
Yeah.
Because I took it out when there was still some chunks left, just because I know the heat from the melted chocolate, once I start stirring it, is gonna melt those little chunks that are left. And you can still kind of see some remnants of those little chunks. They were much bigger. And so I've been stirring for probably 30, 45 seconds. Again, just to get that heat from the rest of it, all the rest of the melted chocolate, to melt those. Because I'm real worried about my chocolate melting. So, yeah, I'm just about done. It has melted it pretty well. It's like pudding. Oh my gosh. Call me Willy Wonka. Okay, yeah. I think those chunks are just about done. Okay, so now I'm gonna start putting my little peanut butter sandwiches in there.
Our chocolate is ready, and we're just gonna go in and make sure all these surfaces of my little sandwich is covered. So when I put it down, I've got a little finger imprint, but I have some on my fingers and I just cover it up. So it's super easy.
Well, we're not going to do this today, but a lot of times what we'll do if we're going to gift these to somebody, take a white chocolate and drizzle it across. You know, just get a fork and kind of drizzle it back and forth like a little zigzag. Or while they're still, before they've hardened, while the chocolate is still soft, you can sprinkle, what do you call them? Sprinkles. You can put cookie sprinkles on top. That is also really cute. So you can do things to dress them up. But for us, we're just going to eat them the way they are.
No sense in delaying the inevitable.
That's right. And that is why I wear gloves. Oh!
You wear gloves so you don't get to enjoy licking it off your fingers? Oh, lame.
I'll just lick it out of the bowl. Okay, thank you.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Wow.
so
The
cheesy.
tortilla is so soft.
Yeah, it gets really
It's almost
fluffy.
like it's raw. Like it just absorbs so much of the sauce.
Yeah.
Look at you getting a dainty little delicate bite, and I'm like, "Bleh."
Cheers!
Mm. Mm.
I get so happy when you enjoy my cooking. I can't even explain it. I cannot explain it. You got to be a mom to understand. Oh, yeah. Well, take it back. You are a mom.
Well, Jackson loves everything that goes in his mouth.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what. It could be his own foot.
It's true. I've seen it. Loves eating his toes. I hope he outgrows that someday.
Yeah, that is so good. Like the chili powder, the pepper jack, it adds just enough kick.
Yeah.
But it's so cheesy. You get the flour, the chicken. I mean, oh my God. Like, I literally taste all the steps. That's
Good.
crazy. You said good. Because it was a lot of work. I love how, can you see?
I can see it now so clear.
You've got your perfect order, and I'm just like, blip, 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 as I was.
That's so true. I don't see it looking at it, but then when I look in the camera, I'm like, mine are little army men just marching out. Here we go. And Taylor's are like, where are we going? Where are we going? That is hilarious. I have OCD issues. It's who I am. I'm not going to apologize.
Neither am I.
Cheers. You don't have to wait till Girl Scouts in February. Make your own.
True. It feels like Christmas.
A very orderly Christmas. Not chaotic.
It's just representative of my household. That's why we cook at your house. This was fun. It's got me very much into the Christmas year. Now I'm going to go eat a dozen of these and watch Santa Claus 1 and 3.
But 2 is where he meets Mrs. Claus.
We're doing this again.
We have shared with you some of our favorite Christmas recipes, our favorite Christmas staples in our home.
Uh-huh. It's not Christmas until we have some of Mama's chicken enchiladas.
And some of Taylor's little peanut butter snacks.
Mm.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Merry Christmas.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.